3. Prepare for battle.
One box could leave you messed up and fractured. Block these uppercuts, they may leave you captured. May the best fighter win and win again. Battle to the top until his life ends. But if his life ends and he starts to decay, may one of his street soldiers avenge things. See you talking to the game, couldn't be talking to me. I got enough to beat and more soldiers to bury. You know we just clicked in and made you realize this game is twice as hard. You see that with your own eyes. You're on the way to choose your type of life cause you gotta. I tell you from now, which fighter will be the hotter. I don't think you want this one. Just practice, just challenge me when you're ready with your tactics. High punch and spin kicks, watch your back split. I see you in the air when I make you backflip. Get it on down. Select to make your first pick. Get it on down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Get it on down. Choose and pick the best one. Get it on down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get it on down. Select to make your first pick. Get it on down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Get it on down. Choose and pick the best one. Get it on down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get it on down. Select to make your first pick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Choose and pick the best one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Select and make your first pick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Choose and pick the best one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One box could leave you messed up and fractured. Block these uppercuts, they may leave you captured. May the best fighter win and win again. Battle to the top until his life ends. But if his life ends and he starts to decay, may one of his street soldiers avenge things. See you talking to the game, couldn't be talking to me. I got enough to beat and more soldiers to bury. You know we just clicked in and made you realize this game is twice as hard. You see that with your own eyes. You're on the way to choose your type of life cause you gotta. I tell you from now, which fighter will be the hotter. I don't think you want this one. Just practice, just challenge me when you're ready with your tactics. High punch and spin kicks, watch your back split. I see you in the air when I make you backflip. Get it on down. Select to make your first pick.
Hey, what is up, internet? It is the headmaster at the Game Academy, GQ Asian Dude. What's going on? It is December 30th, 2025. We have 1 day left before 2026, and I hope this year gaming was special for you and amazing like everything else in your life. So tonight, we got a lot going on. It's the last show of the year, so we're going to try to fit in as much as possible. And if you're joining us for the first time, welcome to Gamer Quotient / Gaming Academy. So I hope you love your visit here. So what's up, students? Welcome back to the Academy. This is class number 59, and tonight's class marks an important moment for both the Academy and the Gamer Quotient. Now we're closing the chapter on 2025, stepping into what comes next, right? Not with hype, but with predictions, but also with intention. Tonight is about reflection and transition. What this past year taught us as gamers, what we're choosing to leave behind, and how we want to approach gaming as we move to 2026. Now, tonight it's not going to be about rankings, no noise, just thoughtful discussion about the craft, the culture, and the way we play. Now, let me introduce tonight's faculty. As always, joining me as always is Blazing Ace Nelson, bringing in the technical breakdowns and the system mastery and the deep understanding of how games actually work. And don't forget Nick. We also got the Tragically Elite here on board, keeping us grounded, honest, and bringing the player's first perspective that cuts through the hype. And tonight, we're officially welcoming a newest addition to the Gaming Academy faculty. And that's Mr. Oliver Campbell. Now, Oliver joins us with a fresh perspective and a shared belief that gaming deserves a thoughtful conversation, not just loud takes. We're excited to have him as we're moving into this next chapter. So tonight, grab your notebooks, grab your controllers. Class is about to start. So let me introduce the gang over here, one by one, itty by bitty.
Itty by bitty.
Now we have 4 panels instead of 3. So welcome all.
Good. I don't need a better camera yet. To shrink it.
You just need better lighting.
That's the compression.
That is a trick. All right, guys. How was week been since last week? How was that? Christmas time, busy time of the year.
Christmas time, man. Family. Traveled with a baby on a plane. That was fun.
Sounds like a movie.
Baby on a plane. Not as good as snakes on a plane, I'm sure. At least in my opinion. No,
it's dangerous.
Yeah, just as dangerous. At least as screaming. No, she did good. But yeah, no, it was good to see family. We just went down to Oregon, so not too far. Wasn't too bad, and came back pretty low key.
Nice, good. Yeah. How about you guys down there?
My Christmas was, well, a little bit of streaming and a whole lot of working that 9 to 5.
What a grinder.
And 95.
Beautiful.
That's how you
Sing
know
it, Dolly.
everyone on this show
Hmm.
is old. Right, because I was going to say, man, he pulled Dolly Parton right out of there. Like, wow, that's a deep pull, man. I'm
It's a
like,
mental roll.
I don't know if the audience knows that.
Any
well.
kind of like thing we can throw out. That's what it's all about.
Right. But this
I'm
is
back.
for
You
you
didn't
guys
start
to have.
Lemon. I love Lemon. Who? Like, oh, I'm old.
All right. Well, I'd like to officially welcome Oliver to the team here. Oliver, welcome to have you.
Oh yeah, that guy's here.
I'm really juiced. We're rebalancing the quotients around here, right?
right.
We've all got hats, which is good.
Yeah.
We
You got
even that out, so that's standard
More
faculty
frozen.
uniform. You got a hat, right? Everyone's got bad hair. Hell, last time I saw you, Nick, you didn't have the baby, so congratulations.
Thank you. We're almost
boy, you in
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah. So we're about once we get into the new year, about a little over a week away from 7 months.
Whew. Goodness gracious.
Yeah. Somehow we made it.
Also, once you get past 6 months, you're good, really. Like everything starts to chill out, you know. But on top of that, in the same week as Christmas was my 44th birthday. So I'm old
Happy
as
birthday. Related. I didn't know.
right.
It wasn't on my Facebook like updates. Like the only reason I still keep that was just like, oh yeah, it's this person's
It
birthday.
snuck up on me. It always does. Like, no, it's just one of those things. It always sneaks up on me. But no, 44, which is great because that means I've been gaming for exactly 40 years this year.
Oh, and think about it this way. Remember when you said that you were going to be the old man in the group?
Yep. My wish came true. Did I wish upon a star? Am I old as dirt now?
Well, again, GQ's got you beat by 6 days.
Oh, thank God. Thank God. Thank God. Just not so
Basically a fossil at this point. Yeah.
He said 6 days. Oh, so you just had to show up a week early.
Hey man,
and say,
you don't look that 6 days. So nice.
Well, you know,
How rude.
I don't drink or smoke. Just in video
There you
games.
go. I keep trying to tell him. Everyone's like, "How do you look so young?" I'm like, "I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do drugs." I'm like, "No, man, go take a walk. Take a walk and drink some water, man. It's not that hard." They're like, "Oh, I don't believe."
Yo, William S. Sessions was onto something.
Right? Like, go-
Winners
right.
don't use drugs.
Right? Listen,
You remember?
I just knew that was good
He remembers
advice.
the name. Yeah,
That's crazy.
the FBI director at the beginning of the Neo Geo cabs. Nice.
Yep.
It just sounded like good advice. Look, I played Narc.
You didn't even have to tell us how old you were. You just dated yourself there.
No.
right there.
All you had to say was arcade machines.
Yeah. Like, what?
People immediately knew what it was.
You know what?
All
Speaking
I
of
knew-
dating ourselves and finding out how old we are, like I'm definitely looking forward to see what kind of games Oliver's going to bring into the fold because I've gotten plenty of Muso from Ace over here.
Oh, that you're gonna hate me next week.
That's okay. I'm looking at Memory Card Chronicles this week, our first little segment, and you did pretty good. I didn't see the usual suspects.
Ah. Like I said, wait till next week. Oh, I'm gonna make you get up out of your chair again.
Perfect. I'll save my bathroom break for that.
Yeah, I'm excited. Like, adding another person to the mix always adds, a little bit of spice. So I'd like to see another perspective on things. So, and also, yeah, I like to kind of like, I don't know if you haven't figured it out yet, or if you're working on it, or, usually there's some sort of specialty that everybody has here on board. So, love to kind of like bring that out and have everybody work towards evolving that. So, love it.
Just to lightly touch on it before we move on, I was a game journalist, like in the days of yore, way back then. No, I did extensive coverage on MMOs and multiplayer games. I focused a lot on Phantasy Star Online, Phantasy Star Universe. and I basically stopped because I wanted to go write fiction, which I did. That's kind of it. But no, I mean, it was what I always wanted to do with my. I just always wanted to be involved with games, and I had an opportunity. I had an opportunity that came along. God, this is very silly, super short story though, but it happened because of the MMO Pirates of the Burning Sea, which came out in 2007, and a site needed someone to write about it, and I've been way deep into the early like late alpha tests of it, and I was like, well, I know enough, and we progressed to that point where beta testers were allowed to talk, and I was like, no, I can totally do a write up because I've been writing. I wanted to try and went in there, and boom, away I went, and that was it. That was basically how I became a games writer.
Your launch pad.
Cool stuff.
I will say this: if you left game journalism to write fiction, you could have just stayed in game journalism.
Yeah, no shit.
It's just dawning on him now. Way to go, Ace. Where are you on that? Got to be there a little bit sooner. Yeah, no, that's cool. It's a really cool thing to hear, just because I remember one thing I really wanted to be in the industry as well early on. I remember seeing early like Tech TV, G4, like Attack of the Show, X Play, being really into that kind of like, oh man, it's really cool to have like this variety thing, bring gaming kind of to a mainstream, but pulling a bunch of different like personalities and just have fun with it. Like it just felt like fun. So I definitely looked at writing as well. I wrote for a couple websites. A buddy of mine had one called Darth Pixel. I wrote for him for about a year, kind of gaming journalism, covered that as well. And I thought that was going to be one way into the industry. And lo and behold, it ended up being just like a lot of things in the gaming industry, super competitive, or you found yourself just trying to like throw out anything you could for content. Eventually we just became content algorithm mongers, which is still a problem to this day. But yeah, no, it's crazy, man. It's I've been there, but not obviously as extensive as you have for experience.
Man, like I said, I love to hear, especially with the nature of the journalism world right now in gaming. Love to hear your perspective on that too when stuff shows up. Maybe a team up with the rumor mill / quick bites. That'd be kind of cool. So
yes, I got ticks. I got ticks. Oh, and I'm the AI guy. I know a lot about it. So I know that's a very hot current topic.
Yeah.
But I happen to I've spent probably the past 4 or 5 years deeply embedded in learning those systems and understanding what's happening. So as we get to those bits, I definitely am going to have opinions and be able to basically constantly keep people updated as we go through the weeks and the months ahead of, hey, here's what's the new development. Here's what it could mean for you. Here's what it can mean for the industry.
Perfect. We need that. Not just us just throwing darts in the dark.
Right.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's good. So this way you can educate our viewers on it, and not just brush off the hatred, and just kind of maybe they'll learn something from it also as well. So,
all right. You're not just educating the viewers, you're educating us too.
Mm-hmm.
First thing I'd like is learning from history, and this next segment called Memory Card Chronicles is basically our relationship with games throughout this time of year, if it's your first time watching, and we just talk about games that came out right now on the 28th all the way to January 3rd, and let's get this party started. Ooh, look at that one. It's a new one.
The orchestra is getting warm.
Yeah, yep. And then not reading your blue discs. That's exactly what happened. So, but yes, if it's your first time here, Memory Card Chronicles took over this week in gaming history, and this is where we relive our gaming moments for this week in games. So the first game we're gonna put up on a screen here is an Xbox game. Let me figure out which one it is. Okay, it's this one right here. And the cover, from what I recall, came out in pure foil. So working at a mom and pop store, I remember this cover very, very clearly.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The good old foil in the limited edition. It's like everyone had limited editions. This was my pick for this is December 28th. This in 2001. So I remember playing this, kind of what you were talking about just a second ago, James. Being in a video game store, you see this one come across pretty often. It was one of the cheaper ones. Everyone kind of had a copy, so it was pretty easy to get a hold of this. But look, I played Mech Assault on the PC when I was super, super young. Like, I definitely got into that more than anything. So I was super skeptical of a console version of Mech Warrior. I didn't know if it was going to be as good. I mean, there was already the first Mech Assault that had come up, and Mech Assault 2 was like my first chance to kind of like dive into it. But hey, this one actually had some great co-op in it. It actually had some super edgy music. Let's be honest, edgy AF. This had like Korn and Papa Roach, like choice music for the year 2001 to be rocking your Mech Assault. But you'll see just like the gameplay on the screen, it is much faster paced than like the PC versions of the games that I played back in the day. But number one thing, this game had mech jacking. I know that sounds like dirty, but you actually got to go out and actually steal, like, jack their mechs away from them. So super, super edgy. I don't know. I just wanted to call this one out because not only do I recognize the cover art like crazy, but some people may have actually forgotten about this gem. This was actually a pretty good game.
Is this a launch title?
What's that?
This wasn't a launch title, was it?
2001. I don't think it was launch. It was very, very close though.
Oh no, there was Mech Assault, and then 2 came out later. Okay.
Yeah, 2 came out later. But yeah, music, mech jacking, some co-op, early days of Xbox Live, kind of more fun than people gave it credit for. But you kind of look back at it and you're like, oh yeah, no, this is better than I kind of thought or gave it credit for. There were so many games out then that, you know, this didn't have the same kind of appeal to everyone. So you just saw a lot of copies sitting on the shelf for this one. But yeah, man, I'm still a little nostalgic for it when I see it. Just kind of reminds me of a very specific era of gaming.
Mech GTA Crackdown. Man, those were 3 words thrown on the screen.
My Xbox started overheating just hearing about that.
Anybody else play Assault 2? Any memories on this guy?
No, but this looks like something I would have definitely picked up, though. I mean,
seriously, Ace, come on now. This is right up your alley.
What's going on?
Well, again, only reason I didn't was because I was on the PS2 playing Armored Core.
Dude, mech jacking. That's all you need to say. Should have put that right on the front cover instead of that dude's helmet.
Just, Mech Assault 2. More like Grand Theft Mecha.
Was that ever listed on the back side of the game, mech jacking, like a feature?
It should have been.
Hey, like Andre in chat's talking about, it was before Titanfall. Yeah, no, it had some early ideas. I mean, minus the Korn and Papa Roach. You don't really get that in Titanfall. Maybe you should have put it in there. Or maybe you've got that playing on your Spotify while you're playing Titanfall. I don't know. Mm-hmm. It's a different time.
Well, this next game, I'm curious if it ever showed up on anybody's playlist because I've never heard of this game before. And
it's not the one you're thinking of. It's not the anime cover from the PS2.
Exactly. So I was like, oh, it's not that same one. So Ace, this one's yours, right?
Yeah, and actually, the Phantom of Avalanche is actually the prequel to Tears of Blood and to Magna Carta 2. But when this one dropped back in 01, I didn't get the chance to play it at all. But, you know, as was the style at the time, I was trolling the internet, just looking for artwork, checking out message boards, because
trolling the internet, looking for artwork. Okay, bud.
That was what we did in the computer labs at my community college, all right?
That's why some people got banned from it.
Right. But when I came across this game, this was my first time actually coming across Young Tai Kim's artwork. And I was immediately just enraptured by just the use of color, the designs of the characters. I mean, the in-game stuff doesn't do the character designs justice. I'll just say that right now. But the main reason that I bring this game up is because this was the start of Young Tai Kim's exposure as an artist and character designer, and he would eventually go on to found his own development studio, aka Shift Up, which brought us pretty much the highest grossing game out of Korea. Period. Stellar Blade.
Huh. I
This
did not know that.
this was his start.
You know, now
it's all
that I
coming
just
together.
thinking about her ass cheeks, it all makes sense. Yes, those are Magna Carta ass cheeks. Like, yes, of course. Why didn't I see it before? Yeah, yes, like it's imprinted on my mind. Like, yeah, that'd work.
But I mean, after this game came out, I started seeing him, seeing more of his artwork around for his other games like the War of Genesis series, and eventually he went on to do Destiny Child. He did a whole lot of fan art, which actually made it to the States on, magazines like EGM and Game Informer. In fact, there was one particular piece that I saw where he did some fan art not fan art, but he did guest artwork for Soul Calibur 2 for an article. And the art's still around somewhere, but it was an amazing piece. But just seeing, just getting the chance to see where it all started and when it all started, you can already see the DNA. You can already see the blueprint of just where this particular style of artwork, not just the use of, certain, not just used to certain techniques and also, color theory, but the design itself was really, it was unique for its time, and it's still unique today.
Yeah, it's something that's you're seeing more and more of, especially in like the anime world. There's a lot more like manhwa like style stuff happening, a lot more mainstream now. So I wouldn't
Yep.
be surprised if we start seeing more stuff taking off, not just like Stellar Blade because of its obvious cake, but like that design style is something that's just catching on more and more. Yeah, I didn't know this one existed. I knew Tears of Blood and Magna Carta 2, so there's 3 games in this series, right?
Yep.
I didn't know about this one. That's strange. Shout out to our Comfort 94 in chat as well, calling out, hey, this is not Dynasty Warriors. You are correct. Ace threw us for a loop.
Like I said, y'all gonna hate me next week.
Yeah, probably. If anything, check out those cover arts of Magna Carta if you haven't seen it. Those were a staple on the shelves of GameStop and the local stores we worked for too.
They sell for sure. Do I have one handy right now? Where is it?
You still probably have the cardboard box on the outside, the PS2 one.
No, that's Mana Chemia. That's not Magna Carta.
Magna Carta had a cardboard. It was a deluxe set.
Yeah, I don't think I had that one. Wait, hold on. There it is.
Yep, that's the one.
The one, right?
Sensed it. Yep, there it is.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, it's not Goonie enough.
Jesus.
This one.
He said he sensed it.
I
He's that deep psychic.
felt it.
This man sensed the goon.
Well, this is the one I used when I first saw it in the.
Oh yeah, no, Manakimi doesn't do it for me. But I appreciate you.
Here to help out. Here to help out.
Yeah, good game,
All right.
not for me.
Here's a game that I don't think has gooning in it. Is let's see this one.
Jeez. Jeez. Great start to this one, guys. Going to end on a high note.
We don't know.
Anyone
Right.
tuning in for the first time is now tuning in never again.
Till like
I
thanks.
don't
I
know why
hate
this
it.
is so thirsty right now.
Back
This
to
was my
the
pick.
Go.
This
is
is my
for the
pick for the
29th.
29th. Yeah, Dreamcast. So I actually picked the Japanese release. This was this day in gaming history. This is my memory for this year and this time around. I had the US version, so I didn't have the Japanese version. I did have the import version of Shenmue 2, but come on, you think the Yakuza or Like a Dragon player wouldn't pick the spiritual success precursor to my favorite games? It's going to be right here. I saw this on the list and I had to call it out. I even pre-ordered Shenmue 3 when it was announced on its Kickstarter, and the biggest thing I could say about this game series is you have to understand the context of it. This was 1999. This kind of immersion that you got in games, this kind of realism that you got in games didn't really exist at the time, and that's it ended up being the same in the Yakuza games as well. It's kind of that idea of like virtual tourism. Like you get to be in these spaces and it feels real, and you get to see like these game places or these restaurants that you can go in or these shops. it's a fun, emotional story, and again, for this era, it's just something that kind of resonated with a lot of people. We didn't really have this kind of like slower plotting storytelling happening, at least for me, outside of like JRPGs. But with this kind of realism immersion, it added a little bit of flavor when you had a day night cycle, because this absolutely did. And the detail in the world. I mean, most shops opened and closed because of that day night cycle. You could actually get allowance from daily jobs. That's how you earned money in this game to go buy other things. And the combat was a lot of fun too. I remember like driving around the forklift in this game, like more than anything. But yeah, it's something that when I look back on it, and something when I tell people about it, it was definitely an of the era kind of thing. When you go back and play it nowadays, it's way too slow paced. Like Andre and chat's talking about it, it's a little hard to get into, just because it is so slow. It was just something different. But at the same time, I mean, I've put so many hours into World of Warcraft just by just skipping past a lot of the story stuff. I put a lot of time into the Yakuza Like a Dragon games, and got into the melodrama. This one was more grounded in realism, but it was ahead of its time, man, and something that I wanted to shout out for my memory.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, no, I didn't get as deep into it as you did, but I definitely, I had my time. I had my time running around the town with Rio, and again, spent more time on the forklift than I probably should admit. That, and yeah, like Jagos mentioned, just like learning and evolving his martial arts was so much fun.
Yeah, it's like I'm looking back over some of this now, and it's like slowly coming back. This definitely had like early QTE stuff as well, and I remember that you could actually practice your moves, and that would increase your strength. Like there really was a lot of thought put into the systems in this game, like almost to a too much of a meticulous level, where you're just like, this person has way too much time on their hand. But it is very like slow burn story, and it's worth it in the end. There's a payoff to it, but you really have to put in the time. And like I said, that's not for everyone. It feels like a chore. It could, like, you were literally doing jobs in the game to earn money. Like I get it, but it was just something about that world and something that resonated with series that I liked more later.
I think without it being like an MMO, it was actually like pretty impressive for a console game to have this much content in it.
Yeah.
There's I actually know a lot of the technical history of Shenmue. That really adds context for the people who were too young to have just experienced it when it came out. But why Nick is saying that this is such a big deal and so impressive, all that. Every NPC in this game is voiced over. Every single one. There's no dead, just watching a dialogue box. No, every NPC in the game world is voiced over. And what Yu Suzuki called this style of gameplay is he called it full reactive eyes entertainment. He wanted you to have the freedom to mess with the world in any way that you wanted, even if it was trivial, right? Like, as we're looking at the video here and Rio goes home, you can go in, you can open up the TV cabinet, you can pull out a Sega Saturn. Like, you can't do anything with it, but it's there and you can mess with it and go, oh, okay, that's neat. Just like he said, the day-night cycle changes the general flow of the game. And I'm not sure if you remember this, Nick, but one of the most important things they tell you in the game is they go, this game is going to take as long as it takes you, but you have to finish before the first cherry blossoms fall from the trees in spring. And that's all they kind of tell you about this story. And even then, with the QTEs, this is one of the earliest games to use the quick time event system that now infuriates people. In fact, they coined the term in here. The mini game that you were talking about with the practices is called QTE Fight, and it's down in the arcade, and it's just boxing, right? But it helps you with those mini games. But the magical thing is that even if you fail QTEs in Shenmue, it's not a game over, nor do they make you redo the scene. You're just going to have to find a different way to get to where you were trying to get, right? This isn't like, say, Heavy Rain, which we know was very it's all QTs. That's basically how heavy rain exists. But here, someone you may be pursuing may get away, so you're gonna have to get a different lead. And you get a different lead, you're gonna find that person eventually through a different pathway. And because of all these unique features and all this, Shenmue at the time was the most expensive video game ever made, and I believe that cost was $70 million. I would have to double check, but I think it was 70 million at the time and would not be surpassed until Grand Theft Auto 4, I think.
Yeah, this was one of those games, like, not to go too far from it, because I know we got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight, but this year, 1999 in gaming, like, there wasn't a lot of games like this. There was plenty of good experiences, and you can see why, when you look at the list of games that came out that year, why this isn't on a lot of people's top lists. It's got a very particular vibe. It's looking for a very particular kind of gamer. But that same year saw, Final Fantasy VIII, System Shock 2, Spyro 2, Grand Theft Auto 2, Donkey Kong 64, EverQuest had another release. Game of the year that year was Soul Calibur on the Dreamcast. So, I mean,
For good reason.
yeah, for good
certified
reason.
bangers.
Yeah, and that was, multiple places voted that. Ocarina of Time won a BAFTA award that year. Unreal Tournament, Pokemon Red and Blue. So, I mean, there's so many other kind of games out there, and this, was really blowing up. But this was just, I don't know, man. Like I said, it's just very particular of the time, and it's a very different vibe. And I think that's one of the reasons I wanted to check it out, and it resonated with me.
For the record, 70 million in 2026. We're almost there. Is $130 million. That's crazy.
And then Concord happened. It's like, oh, nobody cares about Shenmue now. Woo, we got problems.
There we go. Wow, that's really cool. I actually did not know any of that. All right. Well, this is why I love having new people on the, another perspective on the team. So fantastic. All right. Oliver, you're going to have to do some explaining though, because this next one I've never heard of before. And I would love to kind of educate our guests on what this game is all about.
So the date on Crayon Physics Deluxe, it really was just an early experiment in, touch interfaces, right? Like this is, 2008. So this is more or less right after the iPhones come out, right? And I believe it was just it was either part of a game jam experiment or just a student experiment, just to see if they could actually let you draw whatever you wanted and let the world interact proper, right?
This looks like a DS game, like right off the bat. I'm thinking Scribblenauts and all kinds of stuff, like
Right.
maybe influenced by this.
Right. Exactly. That's exactly where Scribblenauts and all that came from. Everyone was like, oh, we need to be thinking differently about this stuff. And the whole reason it even stood out to me is because I was still in college at the time, right? I was going to art school for game design, and so the version that I played on PC, and you could do it with your drawing tablet. So I was just happened to be digging through pictures like 3 days ago, and I come across a picture of me and my now wife from 17 years ago, sitting in front of a big ass CRT, right? Hooked up to my netbook and my just chunky Wacom tablet, and she's playing this, and it's like, what a memory. There's a PS3 box in the corner, and I'm just like, oh, this is all freaking weird, man. But no, Crayon Physics Deluxe really changed up the game for me, because it's not a game about just winning. It's, can you think about different ways of doing it? When I look at Crayon Physics Deluxe, you know what it makes me think of? It makes me think that the guys that worked on Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom did all their dungeon designs based on these ideas, right? Yeah. Like I think it's one of the more influential games or experimental games that had come out in that time, just because it's like, what if we just give you the freedom to solve things the way that you want to solve them? What if we give you that much freedom?
Do you know what this kind of reminds me of? Just now that you were saying that too, like thinking old school, this reminds me a lot of The Incredible Machine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like playing that back in like early 90s, the same kind of idea where you build these machines and has little physics. Obviously it's got the touch screen or the touch and the drawing involved in it, so it's a little bit different. But it's giving me that same vibe as you're like thinking your way through these puzzles.
Yeah, that
Yep.
interactive Rube Goldberg machine kind of.
Yeah. Man, that's old school.
Because
Got some
it's
old
really
hat-
thinking outside the box, isn't it? The whole game is stop thinking rigidly. Like, get flexible, get creative. Use your little kid imagination to get through it.
Cool. It's cool stuff.
It's one of the reasons I like Scribblenauts so much, because you have that ability to play the game in many different ways. So
Mhm.
The game is dope.
it's a good one, and I didn't even know this game existed. So I think a few people in chat were like saying, "I didn't know this was a thing." That's really cool. I love that. You learned something new today. Okay, now our next game here is something that I've seen on the shelves of the store many a times, normally under $10. So it's only on Xbox, and the box will tell you that. So Nick, tell us about Bloodwake.
I'll make it quick. There wasn't a lot of games on the 30th. We were talking about before we came on stream. Like at the end of the year like this, there wasn't a ton of game releases. But there's always some memories to be had. So I picked Bloodwake. So if you look up this game online, you will get the tagline right off the bat: Twisted Metal on Water. That's
Oh,
what
that's
this
dope.
was.
Sold.
Yeah,
Right,
that's all
that's
this
sold.
was. That's all this needed to be. Like you said, it was $10. It was one of those early titles for this game or for the Xbox, and there was a lot of copies out there. So yeah, it was cheap, but you'd pick it up, you'd have fun with it, and like I said, man, that's everything it needed to be. I remember trying this game at a friend's place back in the day, and it makes me miss the days of just unlocking content, kind of the old school way, just by playing. One thing that was really cool about this game was you could get new boats, you could get new weapons, you could actually get new levels, and you can get new game modes just by playing through the game. And I miss that. I miss just yeah, and I miss just sitting down with friends. You're just playing all night. You're just unlocking new stuff. It always kept that little like early drip of content kind of thing just to make it fun. But yeah, man, it was Twisted Metal boats on water. Like, why wouldn't you enjoy this? Obviously, didn't sell super great from what I remember. Like you said, a lot of copies on the shelf, and we haven't seen any more Bloodwake since then. It was probably just chasing the trend, but yeah, man, I just had fun playing it, and it's something I was just like, oh man, this released on that day, had to check it out.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it's pretty cool. Is this on like the Xbox? Like,
I don't think it's on the arcade or the Xbox Live. Like, it's not live anymore, but Games Pass.
okay. I'm actually down to play that game. So that's
Now-
pretty.
Now I'm wondering about the backwards compatibility. Like if someone still had the disc and threw it into their Series S or Series X, if that's actually playable.
The original Xbox game Bloodwake is not backwards compatible.
Ouch.
It was
Bad.
never added to the official backward compatibility list. So the only way to play it on modern hardware is through the original Xbox or emulation on PC.
Oh dang! I have to spend $30
Oh no.
on the system and the game together.
But yeah, I just remember that cover art, same as you, just super wicked Bloodwake.
I
along
just
the
remember
top.
like how styling games in the back. I'd be like, okay, here's 18 copies of Bloodwake. All right, and then what else is after this? That's my core memory of this game. Here's a game I have a core memory with, but this one is Ace, right?
Nope.
No, it's also you. Okay.
Also me. Yeah, no, I'm picking all the hits. Like I said, there's not a lot of game releases, but there was a few back in little Nicky's brain palace up here.
No, I had this for the Nintendo. So this came out in the 31st in 1990.
So this was the Game Boy release. I didn't have the any other version but the Game Boy version. I didn't have a lot of original Game Boy games, like looking back on it either. I had like Mario Land, Donkey Kong Land, and I think I snuck a Mortal Kombat 3 copy from a friend at one point because I remember very clearly in my head having that little cart. But my dad had Tetris, and this gem was more approachable for me. And I remember spending like super long road trips trying to kill those viruses until the batteries were completely drained on that old gray brick.
Heck yeah.
I remember at one point too, we had set, because my brother and I both had one. We got a second one as a gift from another family member. I remember we had this and then Donkey Kong Land in the other, and we put it down underneath the seat in my dad's seat, the driver's seat in that old Lincoln he had, and he set this chair back and shattered the screen. Like I still
Damn,
very
Lincoln
much just have
Continental?
that memory of just like, oh my god, we just broke the Game Boy. We can't tell Dad what just happened.
Oh
We're so screwed.
Lincoln though. The Lincoln Continental, the boat.
we had a it was an old
Woo!
blue boat, and
no.
it definitely had some of the leather on the back part of the cab. Like it
Ooh,
was,
that Game Boy was fucked.
yeah, it was dead.
Yeah, there was no
Them
coming
boats
back
could
from that.
withstand nuclear blast, man. Like,
Yeah.
no.
Luckily, the
Uh,
game survived, so Dr. Mario lived on. But yeah, man, this is one of the few games I just happened to own as a kid on Game Boy. I just remember it very clearly. It was, something my dad bought for himself because he loved Tetris so much, but I ended up playing this one a fair amount.
This looks like it's better than the Nintendo one because I see some like different cutscenes in here. That's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was pretty legit.
Here's
It's
what's
very
super
legit.
funny. Here's what's
Yeah.
super funny. As an add-on to that, to his love of Dr. Mario, because I came up on a lot of Dr. Mario, but exactly 23 years later to the day, Dr. Luigi comes out on the Wii U.
That's a thing. I gotta look this up.
That's a thing.
The more you know.
Exactly 23 years later.
Oh, wait,
They
what
put out
is
Dr. Luigi.
Is he what?
See, you're like,
When did he start practicing?
he did something.
Yeah, it's a thing. All right.
Yeah, it came out on the Wii U. It's like,
Dang it.
what?
Is it only on the Wii? It's not on the Switch?
Oh. It was only on the Wii U.
Yeah, it's sad. I'd totally play that game.
It's depression made manifest.
Oh, that was a memory I didn't need to recall. Dr. Luigi. Dang it.
Yeah, I'm looking at the trailer for it right now
No, I saw it. It
because
looks
they did it as a part of the year of Luigi.
Oh, okay. That makes
That
sense.
makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yep.
That makes sense. Okay.
James, play the clip. You know the one.
Oh, yeah. For show. Where is it?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. 2003. That's right. All right. Here's a game that, to me, doesn't make sense, but to Ace, it makes plenty of sense because this is his jam. You got to tell me what version this is and why is there a sequel? So I never heard of this one. And
Here we
also,
go.
it's also by Atlas. So tell us what's going on with that.
So now, both of the King of Fighters EX games, which are the Game Boy Advance portable versions of KOF 99 and 2000, they both released on the same date, literally a year apart. But the big reason why I wanted to focus on EX2 was because of just how many more new and original characters were added to the game, like literally enough to form new teams for both Kyo and Iori. But speaking of, adding new characters to the game, but KOF EX2 also continues that trend of, portable SNK games actually having deceptively solid ports. Because, I mean, if you look back at KOF 95 and 96 on the Game Boy, and then also Samurai Showdown, all of those games were a lot of fun. The CPU was still aggressive, but not like overly cheap. Like if you could do worse for handheld ports of arcade classics, and since the Game Boy Advance actually had 4 buttons, you could properly map the punches and kicks, so that way you could have full range, full access to each character's move sets.
Yeah, light, heavy, right?
Mhm.
4-button fighter is what they call it. I think I heard Max say that a couple of times. 4-button fighter, 6-button fighter, stuff.
But yeah, I just wanted to, not just because it's KOF, but I wanted to call this out because, again, even before we had, higher powered portables like, say, the PSP and the Vita, and, eventually the 3DS and, everything coming forward from Nintendo, like before those more fully featured handhelds came out, the Game Boy and the GBA, and subsequently the Neo Geo Pocket Color were great examples of how creativity and skill could thrive under, you know, under the Howard Stark, dilemma, being limited by the technology of the time.
Yeah, this is cool looking. Yeah. It's hard to believe that this is a handheld. Like this could easily be like a Super Nintendo game.
Right?
That's pretty cool. And they just said that's not GoNits, but it is GoNits for some reason, or lack thereof GoNits.
Yeah.
So, interesting. Is this on like any platform now to buy digitally, like as
I don't think so. Oh, and also you did mention Atlas. Atlas was the publisher for the games, much like how Tamsoft published the earlier KOFs and Sam Show and Battle Arena Toshinden.
Okay.
Can we just take a moment to shout out how amazing the Game Boy Advance games still look to this day?
Yeah.
They hold up really well.
They do.
Nick, there's a Dynasty Warriors game on Game Boy Advance.
Oh no, I know there is. Man, Game Boy Advance SP with that backlit screen.
Yeah.
With these games, like they just look so good, even still. I remember working in the shop, how many people came in once we started offering it, getting the OG Game Boy Advance and getting a backlit screen for that installed. Like just the form factor of holding that instead felt really good. So they still look good, man. A lot of these games nowadays, like trying to capture just what those ones did. But you imagine playing something like Vampire Survivors on a SP or something. You could.
That would be
You could
so
easily do
dope.
that.
Man. Oh. Why would you fill me with hope?
SP00101 or something like that? No,
Yeah, the 101s. You wanted the 101s because it was brighter.
Heck yeah. Oh, imagine playing Ball Pit on an SP.
Oh my god!
Stop filling me with hope.
Multiple people in chat too, just like, sorry, I was running late. I was playing Ball Pit.
I'm playing it right now.
I still got to get those skills that you guys picked up because I said, what? Like, what nonsense are you on about? No, I got to have it. Ball Pit is incredible.
That was a big fun part of Ball Pit, is finding all those secrets without spoiling yourself. So, speaking of secret, but not really, 2006.
2000 Nick, I like that.
What happened in 2006, Nick? Well, I grabbed some gameplay footage for this.
2006. Let's call back. So I didn't have a game for this day, but I did have a moment, and a moment that I know multiple people on the panel play games from this company. So 2000 and Nick, not 2000 and late, is dropping this knowledge on you. It was on this day in 2006 that the merger between Namco and Bandai first became effective in the US. This made the company the second largest Japanese game and toy biz at the time. Don't forget that the reason we want to call this out, especially, Bandai was known for toys and characters. So think Gundams and Tamagotchis at the time. They ended up merging with Namco, who was known for their video game expertise. Think Pac-Man and Tekken. So this day in gaming history, man, these two teams ended up official in the U.S., becoming what we know them today as Bandai Namco. Bandai Namco games. I know you guys play them. You got any favorites?
God Eater.
Tekken.
I mean, I guess we're still gonna. I mean, right off the bat, Katamari. Come on now.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Like, boom, swing. Right. Not to mention, Soul Calibur.
Yeah, still in your head. I mean, keep in mind, 2006 started off really strong. A lot of those games you recognize. Obviously, it was after the merger. Some of these games were done before them, but it was under the umbrella that we now know them as today. But they dropped Ridge Racer 7, Super Dragon Ball Z on the PS2 did come out as well under their umbrella. Dot Hack GU Volume 1 also dropped 2006. So right off the bat, you have some stuff that we saw for a little bit. Obviously, you're going to have a lot of the like Ultimate Ninja games from the Naruto series, a couple more Soul Calibur games. After that, the Tekken games, obviously, as James called out, it's going to be stuff you recognize. But for me, it was the Tales games. I didn't start playing Tales games until after this merger had already happened. Some of the later ones, but I mean, Vesperia was one of the first ones I played, and that was in 08.
Oh, those are great. Yeah, the Tales of games.
And now we're starting to get a bunch of re-releases of them in HD updates.
Yeah, I saw that Vesperia got one, and I was like, thank goodness, because that one was kind of like forgotten.
Yeah, I played
Well,
that in
back on the
Grace's F pretty often back in the day.
Grace is good. Grace is good because the main character is basically Virgil, so Grace is good.
But yeah, that's what I had for 2006, man.
All right. On the flip side of this, Ace, you got something from another company in 1997.
Yep.
Grab some footage for this one.
This one's a biggin, because in 1997, this is the day that Sony Computer Entertainment and its American division were established as full subsidiaries of Sony. And it was literally like, you could say that this was the day that the gaming landscape literally was permanently changed. I mean, like, if you want to talk industry and entertainment terraforming, the moment that Sony Computer Entertainment was established, it changed the landscape. I mean, hell, pretty much all the classics that we were talking about that came out from Bandai Namco after they merged, we very likely played them on Sony hardware. I mean, most of our favorites that we even think back to this day, everything from Jumping Flash to God of War.
Jumping Flash. That's a good one.
Man, he brought up Jumping Flash.
Yeah, it's crazy to think like the start of all of that, because shortly a few years after that, we had the PlayStation 2, which was absolutely huge. We had a bunch of new like CEOs come in as well. Eventually the PSP, so they jumped into the handheld market too. Yeah, man, there's some crazy years right after that establishment. Kind of cool.
And
the big ass cartridge case for the CD.
hell yeah, them
big old
economy sized jewel cases.
The
long
big
boxes.
old boys, and then they figured out, wait, we could just use a regular CD case and make the manual smaller. They're like, are you sure? Like, can we do that? It's like, yeah, sure, it's fine, and it worked out fine.
And
But,
all this was because Sony and Nintendo couldn't work things out for the Nintendo PlayStation.
it was an actual case of Sony said, fine, we'll go make our own console with blackjack and hookers. And they actually did it, the lunatics. Now we're here. Now
they own a brothel and a casino.
Right. It's like, oh, this is crazy. And there's a Nick Hentai joke in here somewhere, but I'm not, I don't have my hands on it. I don't have the psychic power, but I just know that my energy is with you. Just know that it's there.
Does anybody remember this classic PlayStation 1 game?
I feel like I know it. This is don't tell me. Don't tell me. That is Reloaded. That's
Oliver got it.
Reloaded.
Definitely Reloaded. One of the first, I think, launch titles to come out on PlayStation.
Loaded is a launch title. Yes.
Yeah.
Me and my brother
Reloaded
played
is
the
a
hell
sequel.
out of that game. Reloaded is a sequel.
Yeah. This is pretty cool. Right on. Love it.
I even remember the name of the band that did music for the first game, and I've not played that game in decades. But I believe the band's name was Pop Will Eat Itself, and the song is called Kick to Kill. Someone fact check me on that. I'd swear on my life.
Kick to kill.
Kick to Kill.
Chat. Do your job. check
What are we not paying you for?
check us, chat. Well, I look up the next one here. It's a impromptu one. Let's see here. Actually, I think I remember talking about this last time. I don't remember what day it was for, but it could have been a different release date. But hey, I don't know. I have no problem chatting about this game. I love this game. If only there it goes. All right, here we go. This one, what? The 3rd of January on the PC.
It's a little tricky. So
Okay.
I will say, because I was looking at this too. I appreciate that Oliver threw this up here. The official from Blizzard anniversary is December 31st, 1996. The release was supposed to happen January 3rd, but stores broke the street date
Mm.
with sales happening on the 30th even of 1996. So there was people selling the shit early, so much so that Blizzard eventually went back and like, you know what, the 31st is the official release date, but you can put the 3rd because that was originally planned. There was a lot of confusion on it.
And for that fact,
And that's exactly why I wanted it up there, because it's like, this is such a weird, contentious, and interesting moment in history for what is, without a shadow of a doubt, I'm no fan of Diablo or Blizzard. This is one of the biggest and most important releases of all time, right? I think this game is what defines and made PC gaming viable. Like, not just flashes in the pan. You know, like, hey, Doom is great, right? Everybody loves Doom. Wolfenstein is great. Duke Nukem is great. But this said, no, we can go bigger, right? We can go deeper. And instead of everyone's happy sunshine, rainbows, and knights and wizards and princesses and everything, man, you start up Diablo and they're like, boy, let me tell you, this world's fucked. So why don't you go to this church? I'm like, I don't want to go to church. I want to know to Jesus. I just go to church. And then everyone will tell you about meeting the butcher.
Man,
right?
You started Diablo and Keith David's already over there hollering, "Welcome to hell, motherfucker!" I'm like, oh,
it's a horrible time. But the joke is, like, I don't care for Diablo 1. It does not work for me. I tried Diablo 2. It doesn't work. Diablo 3, me and my wife were all over that game. Ooh, boy, we dropped some hours up in Diablo 3. Why? I don't know. That was the one that stuck. But I think the importance is that constant looting cycle inspired so many other people. Like, that's, I think, is the true game mechanic of Diablo. The constant searching for that tweaked number. Borderlands, I don't think even works if you take that component out, right? Like, okay, it's just another shooter. But if you're looking for that next big gun, just like you were looking for that next damn weapon in Diablo, right? It's like, oh man, that it's such a satisfying dopamine loop. And then, you know, to see so many other people be inspired by this original game. I had this game on PlayStation, of all places to play it, and that's probably one of the reasons why I fucking hated it.
Yeah, it was definitely a nerfed version of
it was rough.
But it did have co-op, which is amazing.
Right. So it was a weird thing, but it's still a big moment. I'll be honest. Here's where all my Blizzard hate comes from. I hate Blizzard because they gave up on the Lost Vikings. Okay, those are my boys. They brought them back. They've been missing in action for 30 years. And I'm like, come on, this is the Vikings. You guys used to make cool stuff. Now it's just Diablo and Warcraft. It's all crap.
Yeah, where's Blackthorn? Where's Rock and Roll Racing?
Give me Blackthorn, absolutely.
That's what I'm talking about. There we go. Where's the other stuff? Like, no, it's just craft. Warcraft, Starcraft, Buttcraft, Buttercraft, Bloodwake. Like, wait, no.
Yeah, there was a lot of gems. Yeah, hopefully they dig in, because honestly, when I saw Trine for the first time, I was like, this is just Lost Vikings with extra steps. So
there you go.
And I really like the comedy aspect of Lost Vikings, limited as the the technology was, I still got like the jokes and the characters. Like it was really interesting. So yeah, I feel you on that. I feel your pain. All right. Well, I think that is basically it for our memory card chronicles for this week. Let's hear it again. Orchestra. I wonder like why, like what's their thinking, their method of thinking? Like this is the startup sound for PlayStation 3. Like what kind of emotion are you trying to elicit out of it? You know? Because this one's, to me, this one's good. Right? That sounds pretty epic to me. I don't know.
So for me especially, I think it's the idea that you're getting ready to play.
Okay, like
There's,
everybody get ready. Like
yeah,
that?
everyone's getting ready, they're tuning up kind of thing. That's what I think of. But
sense.
also like it kind of reminds me a lot of like what was happening in games, like getting way more orchestral in their soundtracks at the time is kind of like this next evolution for me.
Right.
Because I'm thinking like PlayStation 2, one of the things that I like bashed for me on the PlayStation 2, just for me, my opinion, I didn't like Gran Turismo.
Okay.
Especially Gran Turismo 4. Gran Turismo 4 felt like an elevator ride. And at the time, I was getting really into like Forza Motorsport. They were both simulation, but that one just felt more fun to play for whatever reason. So I didn't like this clinical, like too orchestral, like elevator kind of like feel. So when I heard the PlayStation 3 start up to begin with, I'm like, oh man, are we just going into this like clinical kind of experience? But over time, it grew on me for sure.
I think the Dreamcast is a better intro than the PlayStation 3. That's just me. Hot take, I guess. So speaking of hot takes,
little drops in the toilet.
a classic toilet, by the way.
Very
On
accurate
a
bathroom.
skyrise building. But yes, let's speaking of hot takes,
Now-
we got lots of them coming up here in the next segment. Let's go ahead.
Real quick one, just on that sound of that startup, that PS3 startup sound. I did find out why that is. It is actually the sound of an orchestra tuning in A to exactly 440 hertz.
Is that like a processing power of the PS3?
Yeah,
Wow, I just
They
took
were-
a lot of guess.
it's a way to showcase,
Wow.
right? To showcase the actual audio specs of the hardware.
That is some corporate mind, like upper level thinking right there.
Wow. Got taken to the next level in the academy. You definitely learned something there.
See?
That's
Yeah.
right. I'm telling. This is what I do.
You're like the
I go and dig up weird, obscure information, and then I never forget it. Moving on.
All right. Well, let's go ahead for some quick bites here with you know who. Nick Treasure. Where's your song? Let's go.
Blowing up the ears. So, Quick Bite and Rumor Mill is the Gaming Academy's rapid fire roundup of the biggest stories, updates, and whispers in the gaming world from just this last week. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to everyone. Welcome back. 3 days ago, on the 27th, Ubisoft shut down Rainbow Six Siege servers after a huge hacking incident, if you didn't hear about that. Players reported weird behaviors, developer-only skins being available, and literal billions of credits, renown, and alpha packs being handed out. The company did confirm there would be no bans to players who used those credits, and any messages seen during the matches were not triggered by Ubisoft themselves. Must have been pretty crazy for players that day. In addition to those details, community member Jagos, shout out to you, I saw you in chat, dropped an article in our Discord that shared that Ubisoft customer support became a major liability around this. Staff were allegedly accepting monetary bribes to give access to others Rainbow Six Siege accounts. This
Brother,
included
what?
full names and addresses, and IP addresses, rather. Sorry. Multiple groups are apparently involved in this ongoing chaos, with one directly responsible for inflating the in-game currency by $339 trillion.
Oh,
Damn.
Yeah.
What in the name of Elon Musk money is that? What?
Oh no!
Yes, it has gotten worse too. But There is also a fifth unnamed group that provided a comprehensive breakdown of how internal systems were actually compromised and how Ubisoft knows things. So, yeah, 5 major groups have been identified, some, shit talking back and forth. But this is pretty crazy. It started off with just some servers going down and weird stuff, and now we're finding out there's a lot more going on. So, I mean, check that out in the news. It's pretty crazy. One of the most well-known esports and streamer brands, FaZe Clan, saw several members depart the organization this last week, including a member from the brand's early days. Of those who gave a reason, departures were mostly alluded to conflicts with the brand's ownership and control. However you feel about the brand, it's pretty crazy to see this happen without some major drama kind of leaking out. So stay tuned. We might see some more tea spilt pretty soon. In case you missed it, the Switch 2 edition of Stardew Valley Shadow dropped on Christmas. While not a big graphical update or frame rate change, cool gift for those fans wanting some more Stardew Valley love. In an interview with Game Informer, members of Bethesda Game Studios leadership spoke about the Fallout franchise and dropped some tidbits for fans of the series, especially fans of Fallout 5. Emil Pagliarulo, the studio's design director, is not only looking to evolve what they've been doing, but is aiming for an experience that players can have that will be playable for 200, 300, even 600 hours. Quote, not just 20 hours. Todd Howard also recently confirmed that it will be tied in with the ongoing TV show. So not a lot of details just yet, but they have let it be known they're going to be looking for you to play this game for a very long time. Not breaking news, but certainly important to remember as we enter the new year. NVIDIA's GeForce Now streaming limit is about to kick in. In a year of rising prices, it definitely hurts to hear about streaming starting to be limited too. While it was announced in 2024, NVIDIA has updated its FAQs for a new 100-hour streaming limit, which will apply to nearly all the subscribers on the platform starting January 1st, so 2 days from now. If you don't know about it, performance tier is $10 a month. The ultimate tier is $20 a month. The free tier is still capped at 1-hour sessions. Extra time outside those hours, do you think you're going to use more than that? It's going to be $3 for 15 hours on performance and $6 for 15 on ultimate. If you don't use your 100 hours in a month, which not everyone can use that kind of time, you can carry over hours, but they're capping that at 15 hours that you're able to carry over into the next month. I mean, I said almost everyone, right? Almost everyone is affected by this that's on it. The major exception is the founder members, which are anyone who subscribed before March 17th, 2021. Look, the discussion is more about the fact that with RAM costs going up through the roof and a lot of other market factors right now, subscription services like this are needed more than ever. You're kind of seeing this gap starting to be filled. Most people aren't likely to hit 100 hours in the month. Even when I was playing like peak WoW, getting to 100 in a month, like you had to really be there, right? But cloud gaming is going to have to be more than just a side service if things continue the way they are right now with the industry. So just kind of food for thought, just interesting kind of news that's breaking. Again, just something that some people may have forgot about. We can all hope to enjoy gaming into our twilight years, but few did it with such a following as Agnes, known as the Epic Gamer Grandma online. Last week, she passed away at the age of 78. She reflected a broad shift in the gaming community as people who grew up playing games are aging and still influencing communities online today. She had amassed 2.4 million followers on TikTok and almost 860,000 on Instagram. Rest in peace, Agnes.
Yep. Shout out to Agnes.
One of the OGs. All right, grain of salt time. We're talking about the rumor mill. Remember, always as a grain of salt. We just want to talk a little bit about what's being said, maybe starting a conversation. InsiderGaming.com is reporting on rumors surrounding the RAM price increases and the potential delay on next-gen consoles. In their December 19th podcast episode, they dropped details on these rumors, mentioning that there are already ongoing talks about availability and what that could mean for production timelines. Now, look, that would certainly make sense, especially with rumors of this issue affecting current gen consoles. Remember, we were talking about potentially Xbox having another price increase because of this. So it's probably pretty likely that this current gen will last longer than previous ones. Insider Gaming goes on to say that they understand console manufacturers are already debating potential delays of their intended 2027, 2028 release window for the next gen consoles. MP First, an online publication, has dropped claims on leaks for a new location and 2 potential key characters for a game first confirmed to be in development in 2019. Any guesses, panel? Who's not looking at the script right now? That's going to be Bioshock 4.
I wouldn't guess that.
Yeah, if you're not reading, all right, there it is, Bioshock 4. There have been multiple reports, including from places like Bloomberg, that the game has been in development hell with things like major leadership changes, failed internal reviews, and layoffs at Cloud Chamber back in August. But details in the leak point to a new casino level and reiterating that snow is a part of the game's atmosphere, which was previously rumored to take place somewhere in Antarctica. There's also details about potential enemies, an atom-like substance, and the hero of the title. So go dig in if you want to learn more and you want to ride that hype train, but just kind of interesting tidbits that may be pointing to where the next Bioshock is. Instead of a rumor to end it, how about a leak? The full Halo 2 E3 2003 demo build for the original Xbox has leaked. The entire thing. Clawsome Gamer on X Cancel details what it reveals, which includes the scrapped Earth City demo, test maps, raw audio, unused Covenant designs, and a lot more. I remember this demo when it came out. It was a pretty cool demo. Going back and rewatching it now, it is classic. But it's kind of crazy to see like all this stuff that didn't even end up on the final game is ended up just leaking online now. That's what I got for this week, fam.
Well, I mean, the fact that it's actually leaked online at this point, that I feel like that right there is like, you know, a piece of history that's being preserved because now it's, you know, more readily available for everyone to actually check out.
It's interesting timing too, especially with the Master Chief campaign remakes that are coming out as well.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's not intentional, but the fact that it's out there kind of just like hypes up everything. Like go back and rewatch that one. It's still pretty classic to this day, and there's stuff in there that never ended up in the game. But the fact that it's just out there, I don't know about getting it running or anything. There's certainly a lot of people on X Cancel in that thread by Clawsome Gamer that kind of talk about that, about getting that up and running. But pretty legit, man. Crazy leak.
Well, that's cool.
Excellent.
Thanks, Shao. Appreciate you. And that, folks, is your quick bites for this week. Oh.
Cut the record there a little too quick.
Well, I double tapped the button, so it's all good. All right, so the next segment here is something I wanted to kind of do for the panel, and of course the chat. Feel free to chime in on your responses to this, but this one is called a Gamer Quotient Manifesto for 2026. No fancy intros, but I do, and don't forget, we have this guy. Where's yeah.
I will never get tired of that.
It's pretty good, pretty good. As we move forward to 2020, from 2025 to 2026, I don't think the most important question is what we're going to play next. The real question is how we're choosing to play. That's kind of weird, right? That's why I wanted to ask that. This segment isn't about predictions. It's not about wish lists. It's a reset. We're breaking down into, we're going to break this down to a few pillars and we'll rotate around the panel for each one. All right. And I'll pass this around for everybody. Pillar number one, and chat, feel free to jump in there and chat. I'm going to read all those. I'll even say, I'll put them up on the screen as well. So pillar number one, playing with intent. In 2026, what does playing with intent mean to you? Let's start with Ace.
For me, I would definitely say that, you know, playing with intent, that's really going to boil down to, you know, not just, you know, keeping some discipline on the wallet as far as, you know, not jumping on every sale. And yes, I know that's going to be difficult with Steam sales, but, you know, not necessarily getting a game simply because it's on sale, but actually, you know, keeping track specifically of what games you're excited for and, you know, even if you're trying not to spoil yourself on those games, at least, doing your research to, make sure that it is going to be something you want to play. And if not, hang on to your money until you find something that you do want to play. And again, something you want to play, not just something, that's going to be easy on the pocketbook.
All right, you get a point for that one, whatever the points mean. All right, Nick.
And yeah, they don't matter because I'm not going to get a point for mine. I completely agree with Ace. For me, it's about having a very clear goal in mind this year, which is just to enjoy what I'm able to afford and not get caught up in I have to have the latest and greatest. The only thing I'm really intending to buy out there is going to be GTA 6 when it lands, in May, if it does come out in May, right? For me, it's making sure that I play the games that I currently own that I never finished. Like I just finally borrowed Yote from a friend, and I'm playing through that, which is great. And then after just heading down, hanging out with you and playing a little Balatro, I got Balatro because I had some credit to use in the store, and I bought that, and it was fun to play. But for me, it's only getting games that I'm intending to play with my wife, eventually with my daughter, when she's old enough to. So just being a little more future-proofing in the choices I make with my gaming.
Okay, cool. Just definitely being more intentional with your games. Okay. Oliver?
Gaming with intent.
Yeah, sorry, I meant
To
November.
me.
You're right, Blue. I'm still thinking like May.
I'm going to take this one back to Latin. Temet noce. Know thyself. Right? It's not when I play games, and I try to teach other people when they play games to try to understand why they're playing the game in the first place. That's what I think what you mean by gaming with intent. It's not just, oh, here's popular game, so I have to go play popular game, right? Like, just as an example, how many people we saw run off and pick up Sekiro back in the day and got thoroughly stomped into the earth, right? Or they picked up Elden Ring, or Armored Core 6, or things like that. I pick games that I want to play because they're interesting to me, and I think part of my age does affect that a great deal, right? A thing I frequently say to my wife when it comes to movies or books or TV or games, I go, I just want them to show me something I haven't seen before. Show me something new. Let me be surprised. Let me go, ooh, I want to find out what kind of crazy shit you doing over here. Give me some of that ball pit. I ain't seen that before. I'm like, hey, this is one of the best things I've ever played in my life. And it snuck in at the end of the year. And I want to carry more of that. I want to spend more time on those games. Even, I came around to this very idea that we're discussing over a year ago. I was just like, I don't like AAA games anymore. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm saying the value, the things that keep me there, that make me want to play, that make me excited to get home or to, stay up later than I should, or all that. I'm like, it's all AA and indies. They're doing what the AAA guys used to do. I'm like, well, what are you doing, OC? And I'm going to go play the games that are fun. I don't care who made them. I care that I enjoyed them and that I'm not starving to play them at the same time. So I think it's take time to know who you are and don't be ashamed of liking the games that you like. Because I'm weird. I'm eclectic, man. Right? I'll sit right down and play some nonsense like Carrion, right? I'll play a horror game, and then in the next breath, I'm one of the biggest Harvest Moon fans on earth. I'm talking old school. I got a strategy guy behind me that's older than some of my friends, okay? Like old Prima Games, got that bad boy at Walden Books. I'm like, no, like
Walden Books.
Walden Books. I'm telling you, the Geek Magic. Okay, I went all the way back there. I've got it. It's in pristine condition. I'm like, this book is older than you are. You can't tell me nothing. This book will tell me how to raise a turnip in 3 days, little boy. So I don't need none of your lip. Like, that's how eclectic I am. because it's so different. I'm like, you know what? You ain't gonna play nothing like that, right? You're like, damn, now I gotta wake up at 6 a.m. I gotta brush these 87 cows. I gotta feed 272 chickens and mac on 30 different women all before noon and ship these crops. You're like, wait a minute, this has turned into a job. but you're here for it. You're here for it. And except when you're having fun. That's really what I'm saying with that. If you catch yourself having fun in an unexpected place, stop resisting it. Have fun with it. Go, oh, that was good.
I'm also gonna try not to let my fanboy get too much of me either. I've been burned too many times spending more money on things that I should have been smarter with, like buying Veilguard. I probably could have waited on that because I had to have that steelbook.
No, I feel you.
Not doing that again. I'm going to be very, very choice, even with stuff that I was maybe a little more flippant about, just because that's with where we're at nowadays. I just can't take that many chances anymore. I just have to go, like you said, with intent on what I'm going to enjoy.
Okay, man, those are all valid reasons. Chat, here's some things to consider when thinking about this question, right? So first thing you should think of is, how do you know when a game fits your mood, right? So it's something to think about there.
Ooh,
Also,
that is-
what's a sign that you're playing out of obligation? For me, I created a A to Z gaming challenge list for this year. I plan on beating it till the end of the year, and I have not done so because I don't feel like playing those games on that list currently. And so that's when you know you're playing out of obligation. So, I think earlier this year, Jagos or Andre had linked me a video about and another gamer saying that, like, hey, playing games is no longer fun for me. And I kind of thought about that when I was going through this list. So I will finish the list, but I decided not to put a time limit on that, and I'll go back to that list and as a reminder that, like, hey, I haven't played this game yet. So shout out to Andre and Jagos for that, because that really helped me out. If they weren't there to kind of remind me, I would have probably been like forced to play this game I'm not feeling to play right now. So 2026, I will play the games I want to play whenever I feel like it, because a game that wants your attention doesn't mean it deserves it. Right.
And it better be all that damn Tales of Destiny that you're showing, man, because you're taking me back. I went
Right.
Look, I was being sent. I said, I got ratatouille'd, okay? I was like, oh, man, that's 17, 18, 19 years old. You hurt me. I'm like, I need to go play old shit again.
Bloodwake now, even though it was good like that. So. I'm excited. All right. Pillar number 2. Letting go of completion pressure. I'm staring at you, Andre. The question goes, do you think 2025 helped us let go of the idea that every game has to be finished? Let's start with Nick this time.
I'm a terrible person to ask for this. Very similar to Andre, I am a completionist gamer. When I play a game, especially open world games, I have to complete it. That's one of the reasons the Yakuza games just sing to me personally, and why I still hate Mahjong. It's just something about it, something that I really enjoy, something I'm really into, I have to finish. Now, to just take it at its face level, your question, no, I don't think 2025 helped us. I think as a whole, gaming as a whole has been this for a while. I want to say there's a huge portion of people that don't finish their games. I would say 2025 for me personally, there has been 1 or 2 games that I haven't finished. One of them being Baldur's Gate 3 is a really good example. That's one I'll just keep booting back to the first couple acts, keep trying different things, do a dirge character, just mess around with it. That game was so fun to just play, and I didn't want it to end. So I wouldn't say 2025 has helped us with that. There's been a lot of games that have come out that have been more, let's say, games as a service, live service games that feel more infinite. And so when burnout hits, you just kind of drop it. So in that sense, when there's more and more games just kind of vying for our time and we don't have the ability to beat every game, yeah, there's probably that idea that not every game needs to be finished. You have a finite amount of time. It starts to feel more real like that every year. But I wouldn't say this year in particular feels any different than other ones for me.
Okay, gotcha. I'll jump on this one here next, and if I think 2025 helped me let go of the idea every game has to be finished. Well, the issue that I have with this is I'm very frugal. So if I definitely bought a game and I paid full price, I want to beat it just for the sake of not completing it 100%, but I do want to beat it from start to finish. I'm not going to collect everything. If there's a story behind it, I want to just like watching the movie. I want to finish the story. I just want to get through it, right? But at the same time, if going back to the first one, if it's not the right time for me to play this game, I'm probably gonna hate it. That's why like I stop and I play another game just because I'm catching myself not having fun or I'm not like feeling it at the moment. Right now I'm experiencing that with Vampire with a Y, right? I see the depth, I see why people like it, but I'm just not feeling like the gothic vampire edge lord that I am right now in this game. Like I need something more cheerful, you know. So that's just me. That's why I started playing Star Wars Survivor. So, I don't know why. That's why.
Or Jedi Survivor.
Yes, Jedi Survivor.
Yes. Okay. I was like, is there another Star Wars game? I
Yeah.
don't know. I was like, oh no.
Lots of fun with it. Like I played the first one, and this one I was like, this is good. Like this is a better mood for me, you know. And I hope there's a third one. So kind of where I'm at on that. Ace, what about you?
As far as like I've never really been much of a completionist gamer to begin with, but one thing that I tend to do, especially when I'm streaming, is you know I do my reviews for these games the first time I hit credits. That's like, okay, I've played through enough of the game to know what it's about and to have experienced most, if not all, of what the game has to offer mechanically and you know out of the box content wise. So I play the credits, I do my review, and if I intend to play it beyond that, then I keep going. But as far as trying to get absolutely everything, and I mean like platinum trophy hunting, nah, I can't do that. I mean, I couldn't even be bothered to try and advance ranks in games like City of the Wolves or Street Fighter. I'm not for the stress that inherently comes with trying to get anything remotely resembling a platinum trophy or like the highest online ranks or anything like that.
You mean like getting Tekken King?
Exactly.
I lost all my hair doing that twice.
But I mean, when there is a game that I do decide I want to try and platinum, like say Gundam Breaker 4 and Absalom, that right there to me is a sign of a game that I feel is really worth my time. Something it kind of helps me again keep in mind that whole playing with intent concept, because it's like if a game has hooked me so thoroughly that I do want to try and get the platinum for it, then it's got something.
I think this question in particular, it's how you take finished. It doesn't have to be completionist. It doesn't have to be 100%. And that's not what the question's asking. And I think like my response is indicative of just my approach. I prefer to complete games. So no, I don't think I need to finish them. But in general, like James said, just finishing the story, finishing the main purpose. Do you feel like you need to go beyond that? Do you feel like you even need to get to that end point? Kind of thing. I don't think 2025 changed our opinion of that. I think people are kind of just locked into it. I think there's more choice and people just need to be smarter. For me, honestly, this question just makes me think about this next year with all the challenges in the industry, RAM prices, the cost of consoles going up, people being locked into this generation longer, the games being developed for them. Like, I'm interested to see where people spend their money this next year and spend their time.
Our Comfort 94 says, once I'm bored with the game, I'm finished with it. There you go. That's a good one.
That's my boy too. So and no, he ain't lying. It's like he will drop that shit like Toy Story. I won't play you no more. he breaks loose. I'm like, no, he's done. He'd be like, oh, we gotta convince. I'm like, you ain't convinced that man of shit. He's done. No.
Oliver, what's your take on this one?
You know, I was gonna. Nick brought up what I was gonna ask. I was like, well, what does finish mean? You know, but you know, is it finish? Is it hit the credits? Is it to do everything that you can do in the game? So I'm gonna be the dissenting person, and I'm gonna say yes. I think 2025 did help with that because more roguelike games came out in 2025, and those games, by their design, you never really truly finish them. They can't be completed. It's just you finish the point. You know what I mean? Like you can sit down and play. You can play one round of Vampire Survivors, make it to that first 30 minutes, and technically you've done. You're done with Vampire Survivors. So I think it helped people finish games. But I one of the things I also observed, just looking across social media, I think people learned to finish games, but not by classic definition. It's kind of like eating. They eat until they're full now, and then they put the game aside. And if they feel hungry, then they come back to it. They're like, I got that entertainment fix that I needed. I'm good. I don't need to do more than that. This is why my wife has been playing fucking Power Wash Simulator for like 3 goddamn years. Because when she's cleaned one house, good for like 3 weeks. And then next thing I know, I come around the corner, there she is on the Xbox, changing out nozzles. I'm like, so what's up with you? Nothing, power washing. I'm like, okay.
That's fair.
You know,
Doing some stress. So I think what happened is the definition of finished, that's the thing that changed in 2025.
Cool.
Don't tell her that Power Wash Simulator 2 is out. I don't need that stress in my life. I already had to deal with one. Don't add another one to the pile. Shit. It took her like a decade to beat Skyrim, right? You keep doing this shit to me. She won't be done with those games till I'm like 60. Retirement.
You're gonna get hit with the Deadpool and Wolverine until you're 90.
Right. I'm
That's
just gonna
just like-
still be here.
I'm wondering if that's why I don't enjoy roguelike games as much. As
Why is it-
I
you
don't
never
feel that they're worth my time because I don't get completion out of it.
The sense of completion. Yeah.
Yeah, like it just feels like it just goes on forever. Like I don't want to put time into that. I want an endpoint.
No, that's fair.
Well, I can definitely recommend a good one, a good roguelike that gives you that boom endpoint for sure, right? While also doing that whole kind of open world, you wanted to see all the things. You wanted to go all the way around Disneyland, but you also want to leave Disneyland at some point. Rogue Legacy.
That's one of the OGs.
Rogue Legacy. Yes.
Oh, I did play that one. Okay.
Did you?
Yes.
I bet you didn't like it, did you?
It was one of those ones that I didn't put a lot of time into because it was a platformer with roguelite elements. Like looking at this screen again, I think it's just one of those things that there were so many other games at the time because this was 2013, man. Like,
right?
This was
Dragon's
the height.
right there.
This is the height of me. I lost my job at GameStop and went back to school to get my degree and started working at a retro store. So I started like collecting retro games, and this just came out at a time when it's just like, well, I have zero interest in this like effectively indie title compared to like everything around me else that I'm doing. So it just kind of fell by the wayside kind of thing. It wasn't that it was a bad game. It just, with limited time, even then, it was just like, this is what I'm able to do. I was poor again.
My man said, I got a lot of shit going on right now. Like, no, but that's true. That a lot of stuff happened around that time. Don't Starve was like really starting to hit its stride, and it's just all kinds of stuff like that. Oh, look, another roguelike. That's what that. No, I'm not going to tell you to play that because you're just going to wander around and
there's like
fucking woods forever.
There's piecemeal like roguelikes I can try out and like. I did enjoy playing Hades. I bought that. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed playing. Oh shoot, what was that game? I can't remember at the top of my head. I'm playing Balatro now, which has roguelike elements, deck builder.
Oh
roguelike.
man, that
So
game's
like
crazy.
I get to play that for a little bit. I get my fix and I put it down. Right.
Yep.
I did play a little bit of Slay the Spire, but I got burnt out really quickly on that. And then I'm forgetting one that I got really into. I can see it off the top of my. I'll look it up. I'll come back to that. But we can move on from that one before I keep talking about games that I'm not playing.
That's fair.
Okay, and I can't remember. Did you answer that one, Oliver? That was yours, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the dissenter.
Okay. All right, so Chad, here's another question to consider while thinking about this topic. Can a game still matter if you don't see the credits? And that's what we were talking about earlier. What's finished for you, right? Also, can a game can be meaningful even if you don't finish it? Keep that in mind. Just like all the roguelikes we're talking about. So,
Dead Cells. That was the other one I played and liked,
the D cells.
especially with the Castlevania DLC.
Yeah, Castlevania is getting a lot of love from indie developers. Vampire Survivors. There you go. All right, pillar number 3: respecting our own time seems to be limited these days. So, the question goes: how has your relationship with time changed as a gamer heading into 2026? All right, I'll start off with this one. Well, gaming in general has definitely changed ever since I was a wee little boy. Right now, I think I saw an article somewhere. More people play the same game longer than playing different games. Right, so all the games right now are fighting for all of our attention, and that's the big change that I'm noticing. Like I have all these games back here, but yet I'm still playing the same 4 games every week. I'm still doing the same runs. I'm still doing the same quests, and it's crazy. So I am actively acknowledging this in 2026, as in, yes, I'll put down Helldivers 2. Yes, I'll put down Diablo 4, Marvel Rivals, all these games that require my attention to keep up with it, and start playing more single-player, story-oriented games that actually have an ending. So this way, I am not wasting my time and my money, because time equals money, with games just sitting on the shelf. Games need to be played. They need to be opened up and celebrated and enjoyed. So that's going to be my big red take, but my big take for
My big red take.
for 2026. I will spend more time playing a variety of games like I used to when I was a kid. At the same time, be more aware that this is what's happening and I need to cut back. So, all right, Ace, what do you got for this one?
As far as my relationship with gaming and how it's changed, especially going into this year, like honestly, it's definitely been more of a now that I'm well, let's just put it out there. Now that I've been single for as long as I have been, it's given me a lot more time and a lot more opportunity to really sit down and get back to actually, gaming, not just as a way to, decompress from work, but to also help fuel my creativity. I mean, because I've been gaming more, I've been getting back into drawing more. Because I've been gaming more and, been paying attention to how much time I've been spending, it's like, okay, I've gamed enough. Let me go do something else. So, I've been taking that time to get back into my training and even just, daily exercises like going for a walk around the park. It's
Warming up that copy of Dynasty Warriors that's been sitting on the shelf.
Mhm. It's cold out. You got to take it for
Yeah,
a walk.
gotta make
Warm
sure.
up its blood a little bit first.
It can break if you don't keep it in there often.
right.
Mhm.
But the fact of the matter is that now that I've had more time to actually devote to gaming and, gaming related activities, it's been helping me manage and budget my time for everything else that's that's important to me. And this year has definitely been it's been a great case study for how well that's been working. But one thing I want to bring up though is, you know, a major red flag as far as whether or not a game actually respects my time. Because again, you know, time is money. Time is one of those currencies that you cannot get back. And I utterly despise when my time is wasted.
Jesus Christ.
Like
That sounded so edgy. Sorry.
no, I'm gonna be real with you.
I'm seeing the Ori jacket.
I get angry. I legit get angry when someone or something wastes my time. And the moment that I start up a game, if the first thing you were trying to put on my screen is the store,
Oh yeah.
if the first thing you're trying to do when I decide to put the game in the system is you're trying to get more money out of me after I already paid to get the damn thing in the first place.
Wasn't this Mecha Break we were talking about recently, where you just booted it up and it was literally the store, like the $40 like
Oh,
thing?
yeah.
you had
They're
to get?
aggressive about it. They're not joking around.
It's like going Super Saiyan black. Okay, you're already black as a person, but then like an extra level of blackness happens when you're like, I gave you money and now you want more money and you haven't even given me anything back yet. And he just and the fro just gets really big, and next thing you know, you're just putting off all this energy. And there's a dude, and he's got a scouter, and he's saying the blackness is over 9,000. It all gets out of control very, very fast, because that same thing he's talking about, that was me. And which Assassin's Creed was it? Ace? Was it Origins in the damn woods?
Yeah.
Or in the damn desert? And the first thing they showed me was the microtransactions. I practically picked up my chair and threw it across the room. I was like, how dare you? I was like, we finally went to Africa and this is what you want. You want more money from me. I hate this. Oh no, I was livid. It was so stupid. So I feel him. I get where he's coming from with this one. Like,
Right.
don't waste my time. Just get to the game. If you want to sell me something, you can sell me something, but get
And
some. Look, get first, then try to upsell me some fries.
Right. But one other thing that I count as a major red flag, and Andre kind of made mention of it when he mentioned Cookie Cutter, and it's how the creators conduct themselves and conduct their business in public spaces. If you are going on social media, look, people aren't necessarily going to be nice. People aren't necessarily going to be able to articulate their concerns about a particular topic in a manner that is palatable or pleasing to everyone watching or listening. But if you're going out there and you're just outright bashing and disrespecting the people who gave you money to experience your product, like on Steam, Cookie Cutter was on like a massive discount, largely due to publisher error. But there are people that still went and purchased the game at the like $2 price point it was at.
Yeah.
They bought the game.
Too.
It's like they bought the game. They still loved it. They reached out to the developer. They're like, hey, we've been seeing you talking about, putting out more content for this. Wanted to let you know we just recently got it when it was on that huge sale, but we still really enjoy what we're smelling. We're smelling what you're stepping in. And then this guy turns around and says, if you bought the game for $2, you're not my customer.
Bad move.
And this was also at a time where I was still promoting the game, because I enjoyed it. I'm like, hey, y'all should check this out. But then I see this come up out of his mouth. Had I actually bought the game, I would have refunded it. I got the game via a review code. And I'm just like, no,
Homie said, I got it for free and I want to give it back.
right. And that's where I'm at. If you needlessly antagonize the people that helped you get where you are, and if your first move when I boot up your game is to try and reach into my wallet, then you have legitimately made an enemy of me.
Okay, now that's the one that's ominous. Okay, that's too ominous.
I'm saying,
Now he's gotten ominous.
It leaks out every once in a while.
I'm like, God damn, he's about to go key somebody's car. And for repairing a keyed car is not cheap. I'm like, no, just return.
You're talking to someone who's injured people for printer ink.
Them HP cartridges are a bitch to refill. You know that?
And they are not cheap.
They're not cheap. Oh God.
But
Yeah,
I think
Randy-
I've ranted enough.
Andre's right. Right now, Randy Pitchford's the poster child for take the phone out of this person's hand.
Man,
Stop.
They're
tell
probably
you.
like slapping their forehead when they heard him talk. Like, oh my God, what are you doing?
He's entitled to his opinion, but when you're the public face of a company and you're putting that out there and saying those things, it's like, man, people are not going to be able to separate that kind of thing online. Not in the gaming industry. Knee jerks.
Premium customers. You dumb son of a bitch.
I can get through mine very quickly on the
Good, Oliver.
value of time. This is a problem that Nick is going to deal with pretty soon.
Oh, you're going to take my answer away from me. Go ahead.
Yeah, like being a parent changes how you play, right? Like you have to balance your responsibilities as being a parent. Your kid comes first, your family life comes first, even more so than ever. But your gaming still is very much so important because that's still my chosen way to unwind. Some dudes golf, some dudes fish. I like to play games, right? But finding that correct balance is a constant challenge. And what's super interesting is because of, my son's age, he just turned 5, right? And he's coming into his 6th year. The boy reads like you wouldn't believe. He taught himself how to read, which is crazy enough alone, but it's changing the content I'm playing now too, right? Which was not something I had factored into account completely. Like a few years ago, I was like, it's not going to be a big deal. But my kid watches my streams. Like he just does. And so now I have to think about the things that the audience might be saying. And he's not watching all the time, but I have to think about the things that the audience are saying. I have to think about the things that I'm talking about. I have to think about the things that I'm showing him, right? I can't just throw on a horror game. I could end up giving my kid a complex completely accidentally. So now I have to think about time and place, right? If I know he's in bed, oh boy, I'm going to say some absolutely horrific fucking shit. I'm like, kids asleep, say the worst things possible. There's not much time. No, I'm going to go nuts. But during the day when he's awake, I'm like, let's peel it back a little bit. Let's be mindful of what kind of violence I'm showing on screen, right? And if I'm playing something that I know is still, it borders the line, sometimes I'll just have him with me so we can talk about it, right? Like he played Death Stranding 2 with me, right? He's very, very aware of Sam Bridges. He calls it the nature walk game. I'm like, well, I mean, brother's right. Technically, you walking through nature. So I'm like, all right. I'm like, yeah, there's ghosts over there. And he's like, yeah, let's go get in that truck. I'm like, all right, we getting in the truck. But he watches me play Monster Hunter as well. He's like, yeah, daddy's fighting the big monster. He knows that something is wrong with those things and they gotta go. Listen, that child loves animals. I gave him this year for his birthday, to go back to the Harvest Moon thing, I gave him every plush that I collected from every release of Harvest Moon all the way back from 99, and I've kept them in pristine condition. And this boy will grab them all and take them to bed with him. He's got a whole bed crew of animals. He loves animals, but he knows that Cumatris in Monster Hunter can get fucked. He doesn't care. He's like, no, that chicken gotta go. He's causing problems. I'm like, oh, thank God. He can. He's created that mental separation.
He said Kentucky Fried gotta go.
He's like, no, fuck that guy. He's like, get him out of here. It was like that Balahara. He's like, that guy's just pooping out of his mouth. Get him out of here. I'm like, you got it, boss. Right? He does not care. He knows the difference. And I'm grateful that I can see that separation of ideas occurring in my son's head as I play games. It makes me feel more relaxed because coming into 2026, it's going to be even more prevalent. I'm going to have to think harder. Just all I can say is the real magic, the one magical moment that happened this year, because video games just was not connecting for him. And I did not think it was ever going to connect for him. But, you know, he's a little music man. He plays the piano. And that boy gets Parappa the Rapper. He knows all the damn words. And his mom noticed so much that she went out and we ordered this, and it took like a month to show up. He's got a Parappa the Rapper hat. He's got the beanie. That child has not taken that shit off since Christmas. It's horrifying. He's sleeping in it and everything. He's waking up. He's all sweaty. We're like, dog, you got to take the hat off, man. You're getting too hot. He's like, no. Well, you had to give him a haircut. We gave him a haircut tonight just so he could wear his hat and not sweat to death because, no, he's committed. That's his boy, right? You can walk up to him and do the middle of any damn line from Parappa. Boom, he's going to pick up right where it left off. It's the cutest thing ever. Right? So going in for me is that my context for playing games is changing in a massive way. Grand Theft Auto 6 will be a problem for me. See what I mean? I can't be like, look, let's go do some crime, and then the kid seeing his dad on screen pistol whipping the shit out of people in Florida. It's like, no, that's not good. That's not good. Let me segregate that. We'll play other things at this time, but then you take your ass to bed at 9 p.m. Woo, boy, we're about to have some Florida man problems. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go nuts. Right? I'm like, there's not much time. We got to get it all in. Right?
See,
so I'm going to go bananas.
It's the difference between the Disney afternoon and the midnight run.
Mm-hmm. That's what's up. There's a distinct difference between, hey boy, come here, let's play some DuckTales on the NES. Let's go find out about Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers. Okay, now I want you to go do your piano lessons. Go hang out with your mom. And I'm going, so we're gonna bust out Twisted Metal Black. Let's do some deep fucking mental illness. Let's fucking go. Let's do some vehicular homicide, right? And I'm grateful that I've taken the time to think about those things. You know what I mean?
You know, this is how I know you guys are good parents, because I know when a kid, they want to go do something, they have to beat me in a fighting game. So sorry, I have to go Heihachi on my child. That's how it's gonna be.
No, don't worry about that. I have power bombed the shit out of that kid on the couch. He loves that shit. I'm not kidding. I give him the Alex. I give him the Alex from Street Fighter 3. I run up on that kid and I go, you can't escape. And he goes, yee! And I hyper bomb the fuck out of him. And he is the happy man. Look, I'm like, this is dangerous. And he's so happy. So I just keep doing it like a fucking idiot. I'm like, oh no, I hit him with the hyper bomb. I swear to God. If mom is still awake, she'll tell you. She'll be like, yes, he does that shit. I'm like, nope. I grab him. He goes, yee! And I'm just, and he just bounces right off this thing. He's like, again. I'm like, you absolute fool.
You maniac. Okay.
But you still got to be mindful. See, hyper bombs are fine. Ripping a dude's head off and the whole spinal cord, not fine. Wait, we can't do Mortal Kombat yet. You'd be like, Daddy, what's out coming off that man's neck? Well, that's his entire nervous system, son.
Only on the SNES, apparently.
Right? We got to be very, very careful with that shit. It's just, it's time and place, right? And that I think that's a good thing. I'm glad it's happened to me, to just be more mindful and of a deeper concern of what my kid sees and the context in which he is seeing it.
All right, Nick, similar answer.
Hello, wife.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, similar answer. I'll make it quick because I know we're running a little bit shorter on time. But my relationship with time has changed because I only get minutes at a time to play a game nowadays. I can't sit down and play for hours on end. I have a daughter that I'm in charge of. I'm on my parental leave only for one more month. And once I go back to work, that's going to be a whole new, spinning plates thing. And I'm not going to have the same time. So for me, especially as a gamer, it's finding stuff that can fit in those time frames that is really going to be the make or break. Now, same as Oliver, once GTA 6 comes out, like I'm going to be taking time off to play that, to set aside intentionally, some time to play. But I still got to balance it. I still got to go check. I still got to play with her, and everything that happens when she gets older. So for me, it's like, I mentioned it recently on stream. I jumped on to No Man's Sky because I can play that for 5-10 minutes. I can pause. I'm at the behest of no one else. I can just get my fix. I can get my relaxation and get out. Me playing Ghost of Yotei right now is just, I happen to have some spare time during the day, during the holidays, where my wife's home more often because she doesn't have to work on like Christmas Day or New Year's Day, where I can actually be like, hey, I want to play a game for a couple hours. Now I have time to play something more long form. So yeah, man, that's changing for me this next year, and we'll see what kind of games I end up playing.
Cool. All right. Player number 4. Supporting vision over noise. Now, when you look back in 2025, where did vision stand out more than budget or hype? Real quick, Ace, what you got for that one?
Oh, for that, definitely got to take it to, well, a couple of the games that I've been, really going ham on this year, both Absalom and Ball Pit. Both of those games, I didn't see very much as far as like advertising or, big, publicity pushes for them. I heard about them literally, I heard about them from the streets through Jagos and through Andre. And I immediately picked these games up and I saw the vision. Like right there. It was a cohesive, unique experience and design that I just don't think you'd find anyplace else. And needless to say, I've been playing those games nonstop simply because of just how strongly the vision of these games had hooked me. It was literally, a show not tell kind of thing.
Yeah. I concur. Nick?
South of Midnight. I think it's an incredible game. Great vision, really sits in this like Louisiana Creole Bayou story, and I love the animation as well. And I think it's one that kind of got overlooked when you're talking about games in 2025. I was able to play a lot. Like I've been upfront about, I haven't been able to dive in or afford to get a wide range of games. Like I haven't played Expedition 33, but I got to play South of Midnight through what was left of my Game Pass membership from my time at Microsoft. And I definitely wanted to check it out because I was able to work with some teams that did the research studies for it. So I think it's a great game. Great vision. It may not have had a lot of people talking about it, but it was good.
Yep. I'm kind of in the same boat with Ace. Like there was a lot of games in 2025 that really came out of nowhere that I had to look at videos and be like, I've never heard of this game, watch some videos online or see some links that they post in our Discord. And I'm like, this is pretty fun. Is there a demo? And I tried a demo. I was like, all right, I'm buying this game. Oh, it's on sale. It's a no-brainer. Got to buy it. as I'm waiting for Phantom Blade Zero, there's nothing really that's like I gotta go play this game.
Right?
You know,
Another great example, Oversloop.
okay, I'll check that one out too. I think the one that really caught my surprised me, I should say, on my A to Z gaming challenge list was Zombie Night Terror. If you like lemmings and zombies, put those together and you have a nice little fun game. I would have never thought about that.
I'm sorry, what?
What's it called again?
Zombie Night Terror.
Zombie Night Terror.
Yep, it's 100% lemmings with zombies, and and your goal is to eat all the humans on the screen and have all.
Love to see it. Kids asleep. I mean,
to me, like it wasn't about like the budget. It was just about it's just game fun. And I did make a post on X. I said, I love the fact that Ball Pit has me enjoying a game that I feel the way that I enjoyed a game back when I was a kid. Just straight up fun, nothing fancy. Like the gameplay loop was awesome. It's just easy to play, and I just pick it up and play. Just like Nick with Bolatra, I play 1 or 2 rounds and I move on with my day. Stuff like that. So that's my takeaway from pillar number 4. So
Sweet.
Oliver?
I have 5 games from that pillar. I can go on them super fast. 2 of them were already mentioned. Ace was 100% correct on Absalom. That blew me away. It's just so much fun. I just had pure fun, right? I didn't have to look at it with reviewers' eyes or anything like that. It was fun. Ball Pit, just creative nonsense, just absolutely crazy. I don't need to tell everybody. But the ones that surprised me, the 2 that surprised me that really came out of left field, Terminator 2D No Fate.
Oh yeah,
Thumbs up on that.
Amazing. It's amazing. I'm like, oh wow. I was like, this fits. It feels like it got pulled right out of the 90s. It's a faithful recreation. It does a couple of alternate paths. All that. It's got that arcade feel. It's stellar. It's dynamite. I've loved every second of it. I keep wanting to play it like more than anything else. And then Halls of Torment, which is funny because we talked about Diablo,
yep.
Right? Took the Vampire Survivors thing, applied it to Diablo, and I'm like, yeah, why not? This works. Let's go. Right? It's a thing. And then there's only one triple A game that really is deserving of attention this year, and it's a remake, and that's Freedom Wars Remastered. It was an incredible game when it came out on the Vita, and then it got just that much better when they got it off of that dead hardware and got it onto console, right? And we played the ever-loving Christ. For those 2 weeks were lunacy at the beginning of this year because I platted the hell out of that game. Oh, yes, we did. We went hard in the paint on that one. But that's that secret sauce. We wanted to plat it because we wanted to get all the cool things you could get in the game, not because we were just chasing the plat. It's just like, oh man, no, we're tired of getting whooped on by this dude, so we're gonna do this work. Oh, boop, bam, you popped the trophy. You didn't have to do much. Oh, go have this 5-second conversation. This is a trophy. Oh, okay, whatever. Right? It was just a full, rich, complete experience, and I'm so glad that they got to bring that out. Right, but no, it was all little indies and lesser known games. It wasn't big games this year for me. It was these games that really showed me you either did something I've never seen or you did something old and you executed masterfully. I love to see it.
Yeah,
yeah,
I agree with you on that. I think the big thing for me was like, and I just want to kind of follow up on that. A lot of the indie games are following the formula of the games that we used to love and remember that we love, not this newer stuff where it requires a season pass or the store and stuff like that. So. Okay. All right,
because the homies are selling what they know works. They know it works.
Yeah. The thing to take away from this: a focused game will always outlast a loud one. There you go. And it's not, and the focus is not selling you more DLC, according to Ace.
Battle passes.
Yeah. All right. Last pillar of the evening here: playing for you. What does playing for yourself look like in 2026? Nick, start this one off.
Give myself a chance to breathe. Quick and easy. That's it. It's going to be the way that I release mental pressure, the way that I de-stress, and the moments that I get need to be moments that I enjoy. That's what
Yeah.
it's going to look like.
Yep.
Straightforward. Love it. Oliver?
For me, what's it? It's always going to look like the way that it's always been. I play games for very different reasons than other people. I play games to understand people. I play games to understand the psychology of people.
Oh man, I was hoping you're going to loop back to you only play games to Goon, and we were going to go full circle,
Okay.
tied back in, right back to the beginning. It's very much that like Giacomo Esposito meme. Like we are not the same. I play games to Goon.
We need some damn recursion up in here. If it doesn't come back to the penis, then it don't matter. No, I play games to understand people. When I play Super Mario Brothers, just as an example, I'm thinking about why I'm making that movement from left to right. Why did Shigeru Miyamoto want me to travel in this way instead of that? What motivates a person to get them over that pit, right? When you play something like Dark Souls, right? It's watching people learn in real time, really learn, like on a primal level. How many times are you going to walk around that corner and get shanked in your side before you think to raise your damn shield, right? Before you go around that corner.
Or to rephrase the question, why did Yuzo Koshiro title that track Go Straight?
Right. Why did he call it that? It was a clear direction, things that you're supposed to be doing. And
statement.
My hope is that I learn more and new things about people and their behavior associated with games. I think that a bad game doesn't reveal anything about people, not an individual person, but about people, right? Because we get to see the lengths that we'll go to just to see. Sometimes the only thing you learn is, I wanted to see what happened, right? That's Crayon Physics Deluxe. What happens if I make this crazy ass contraption? Will it work? Oh yeah, turns out it does. You sit down and you play Vampire Survivors and you get a real crazy build going, right? You're like, I'm gonna stock up on 899 golden eggs on this character. We're gonna find out if I can crash this PS5. I've totally done that shit. You can crash the fuck out of a PS5 with Vampire Survivors. I'm like, hot diggity damn, I can break the game. I can break the hardware. Well, it's always about that. I always want to learn something new about design, learn something new about the person playing it, learn something new about the person making it, and how we are connected together through this third-party bizarre membrane, right, that we call the game. I just sound like fucking Hideo Kojima now, so I need to buy really expensive sunglasses and start hanging out with famous people. Fuck it, whatever.
Just basically, you start directing movies at this point. Stop making games.
So I want to come up with a new type of podcast. We're going to call it a Strand podcast. It's like, you know what? Shut that shit up. We don't want to hear that nonsense. It's like everybody multiplayer. You're just making it up. You're making up bullshit. Stop it, mister. That's how I feel sometimes. Like, I get you, but stop it. You're being weird. No, that's it.
Okay, Ace, what you got?
Well, simply put, playing for me is it's all going to come back to, you know, if no one else is going to, then I'm going to make sure that I respect my time.
Yeah. Seems very important to you.
Because when you respect your time, you also respect your money. Boom. That's a twofer. That's two birds, one stone.
We get so little of it, especially free time. So I understand it's like being able to manage what's important to him. And especially if we're gonna, you know, go into the deep of when I do game, when I have time to game, I want the game to be good and, you know, respectful of my time because I don't have a lot of time to play. So I totally get that. 100%.
We got babies, low cash, and bad knees. We can't be fucking around here.
Right. And this even means dipping back into the backlog too.
Yeah. No.
What dope ass game am I looking at on screen right now? The weird family ass road trip.
Keep
I'm
driving.
concerned. Keep
Yeah,
driving.
graphically, it looks like it's my type. Oh, look at this on the screen now.
Here we go.
There we go.
All right, so while you're watching Ball Pit and why it's amazing, my answer for this is the right game isn't universal, it's personal. So any game that I play, there's always some sense of like personal, I would say, interest in it, whether it's a story, aesthetic, right? And video games has always been attached to my feeling. It's how I consume media, right? So I'm not a big reader because I fall asleep, and video games is how I get more stories told and hear other people's stories told in this medium, right? Even in Ball Pit, there's like a really weird like lore behind it, and I found myself over the weekend looking at like theories on what's going on in this world, right? So this simple, pachinko games, what I call it, is even striving me to look for more lore online on what's going on and what's like there's some hidden meanings behind everything, right? So to me, it's very personal, and games are never universal. Okay. All right. So we're ending that segment as we step into 2026. The goal isn't to play more games, but it's to play better for ourselves, to choose intention over obligation, clarity over noise, because that's what we are, Gamer Quotient and Gaming Academy. It's how we play next and what we play next. For now, as we get into 2026, let's get ready for the final boss. We're running a little late here.
That's okay. A big ass thumb.
I always pick. I gotta change the title of that. There's your final boss moment. All right, what do we have for today? Final boss. Thought I already had this queued up. Sorry, guys. Get this ready for myself. Anybody have plans for New Year? I'm just gonna be playing more video games, I guess.
Work. Like I said, we're still in the middle of time and a half season.
Nice. Okay. All right, so this final boss, the last one for 2025. Let me know if I freeze too. The end of the year has a way of making us think we need to start over. Every year does this, right? I need to start fresh slate in 2026, next year. New goals, new habits, new backlogs, new everything. But the truth is, you don't need to reset who you are as a gamer. What you need to do is decide what's worth carrying forward. Because 2025 already taught us a lot. And according to this panel, we all learned in different ways. We all learned different lessons. Now, 2025 gave us a lot. It taught us what burns us out, what grounds us, right? What we return to when the noise fades. And those lessons matter more than any release calendar. Now, going into next year doesn't mean playing more games. It means playing with clarity. Some of us don't have a lot of time. It means carrying the games that respected your time, the experiences that stayed with you, and the habits that made gaming feel good again. And what are you leaving behind? Obligation, FOMO, the pressure to keep up. Growth isn't about adding more. It's about carrying less on purpose. So as the year closes, here's the real challenge. Don't ask yourself what you want to play next. Ask yourself this. What kind of gamer do I want to be next year? What pace actually works for my life? What experiences are worth my time? Yeah, what works for you guys? Okay. So think about that as we send off for the day or for 2026 here. But I want to hear from everybody else on this segment, like what we want to do for a send off for 2025. Your last statements before the end of the year. I know Oliver just joined us, but this is the beginning of many, many other things. So, yeah, Ace, let's start with you, man.
Well, to kind of, I guess, wrap this year up in a nice, tidy little bow. So long It's like, so long, fire alarm, Chan.
For now.
Fire alarm, Chan.
No.
But honestly, you know, 25 has been a year of, it's been a year of growth. It's been a year of change. It's been a year of evolution. And I'm really glad that I've been able to, you know, recognize my gaming habit for, you know, for what it is, you know, a habit, which means it's something else I can manage. It's something else where the responsibility falls on me. And responsibility is like, that's my bread and butter. If the buck stops with me, then wherever there's issues, wherever there's cracks in the armor, it's my job to work to fix it. And if nothing else, that right there is the lesson that I'm going to continue to carry with me into next year. I mean, even with the content that I put up here on the podcast, you know, I'm gonna take what I did this last year. I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna review it. I'm gonna try to, you know, fine tune it as much as I can, because what I put into this show and what I put into my streams, I do it because I like educating people. I like learning new stuff and then telling people about it, or digging deeper into what I already know and sharing it with others. So again, it's a matter of carrying less into next year on purpose. Also,
All right.
that cat is adorable.
He wanted to join the stream.
Yeah, one of my
I thought he
Misers,
was
he
playing with
reached
a
in.
Muppet hand. I was
Yeah,
like,
out of
he has
the
puppets
corner.
too. This guy's amazing. And then a whole cat showed up. I was like, oh, it's not a Muppet. I'm just disappointed.
Oliver, what about you, man? What's your send off for us here?
Probably one of the most important ones of my life, actually, that blends in. It's a super brief story. Two of the newer people that I have show up on my stream, they're viewers, and I hunt with them in Monster Hunter, that are in their mid to late 20s. They made the drive, quite literally drove across part of the country just to come see me and my family and be guests.
That's awesome.
And I cooked them British food because I do weird experimental cooking, right? Just like, I'm like, you know, I'm going to find a different culture's food and I'm going to just cook it, right? Just to see. I just want to know, right? And one of the most important things that I said to them, and they're not used to this kind of snowy environment either. So the lady was not fully prepared for the weather, and you know, we accommodated for that and made sure that when they left our home that she had, you know, a heavier hoodie, you know, for a heavy hoodie for the kind of snow that's going to help insulate and all this other stuff. But while they were here, I said something that has stuck with me since then. Really, really, really hard. I said, they were just kind of, they were surprised at how easygoing we are at home and as just a general host and things like that. And I was like, well, I said, community is a thing that you do. A community isn't something you are, right? I'm like, and I think people get that mixed up. Community is the act of engagement. Community is not just a bunch of people together, but how we act towards each other, what the experiences that we share, right? The very thought that we're sitting here and it's like, man, well, I'm going, man, I know what kind of shit Nick's about to go through. He has my empathy, and he just got past that 6-month mark. It's like, oh, okay, now you can take a breath. But knowing and understanding he's got that hyper limited play time because other priorities are going to hit, and they're going to hit really hard. Community being a thing you do is going, oh, he gets a chance to play, and it happens to be a co-op game he wants to play. You understand that he is operating under a very tight time premium and you try to make sure that he has the most fun he can in that window, right? When you've got your people around you and someone is having a harder time, you take the time to reach out and go, even if you're unsure to have the answer, but for them to know that someone is there and is noticing, that's doing community, right? It's so easy to go, well, I'm a part of a community. I don't know. Have you seen some of the fucking fandoms and communities out here? They're like, I'm in this Stranger Things community. It's like, Jesus Christ, this is a dumpster fire. Are you sure you commune together? Are you? Most of you guys seem like enemies. What are you talking about? It's like, oh, I'm in the Star Wars community. There ain't no Star Wars community, man. It's lightsabers and things on fire. No, a community is a thing that you need to do, not something you are. And then when I said that, it really brought home all my own personal my Tao, my way of thought on these things, why I know the people that I know and I care about, and try to help them out however I can, because the community is the thing that I do. So I'm going to continue to focus on that, and I want to see if other people are going to come down that road with me of community is a thing you do. It's not something you are.
That's awesome, man. And I hope that translates over to us. And I'm looking forward to, your assistance in growing our community. I feel like you've already done a lot tonight with all the additional knowledge you provided. Even me, I'm like, wow, I didn't know that. that's pretty cool. So I'm excited to work with you in 2026 and grow the community that we have, because I feel like we're amongst great people here. So, yep. Fantastic. Thank you. All right, Nick, what you got?
I'll be quick because Oliver's answering for me with a lot of things. He set me up with these spikes. Looking back at 2025, what kind of stands out to me the most is just how my relationship with gaming has changed. It stopped feeling like I had to keep up with everything and started enjoying the things that could fit into my new life as a new dad. There's games that I didn't finish, games I stepped away from, and games I kind of came back to when I needed a quick break. And honestly, it all felt better. It felt better for what I was able to do at the time. And that's what I'm taking into the next year.
Awesome. Appreciate that. Looking forward to next year. Well, for Gaming Academy 2025 and gaming in general, definitely was a year of clarity for me. One of the things I'm very proud of this channel is we don't chase the drama, we don't chase the outrage or the hype, right? We focus on understanding, what we do and how we do it and why we love certain things. And we're trying to stay positive over here at the Gaming Academy, and we're doing it with intention as well. So, because you can find all that stuff at other channels on YouTube. But what it really means to be a gamer, also at this stage of our lives, and more of anything, I feel like in Gaming Academy, we built something consistent, like a space where gaming is treated like a craft, not just content, and how you can apply it to like your own personal lives, right? Because I think I always grew up like being a gamer was a negative connotation, and I wanted to change that with Gaming Academy, something worth of value and education, or it's just something to take home after you're done watching. You're like, oh, I learned something new today, or yeah, that was really cool. I didn't think about that, stuff like that, versus chasing the emotional like algorithm of everyone's reactions and all
wow,
that
that dude plays a lot of Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah, so do I. I do too. I thought that was the only one. Yeah.
He is me.
And then he doesn't like him.
He plays for real.
But yeah.
Oh, that guy plays the titty game. He and I are friends now.
Yes, I play Senran Kagura. What of it?
That's one of them. That's for sure.
He already had that loaded up a little bit too quickly.
Yeah. To everyone who showed up live, watched the VODs, commented in chat, shared clips, or just listened quietly us in the background, thank you. Appreciate that. 2025 was a great year, and we're already in second year of Gaming Academy, so happy for that. The community is proof that thoughtful conversations still matter. And honestly, as we close out 2025, my hope is pretty simple, actually. Carry forward what grounds you, leave behind what exhausts you, and choose experiences that respect your time, especially with Ace, right? It's what he loves. Now, so from me, just get rested, get intentional, and get ready. Because that's going to do it for Class 59 in the Gaming Academy in 2025. Tonight was about reflection, what 2025 taught us, and what we're carrying forward, and how we want to approach gaming as we move into 2026. Now, I want to thank the faculty for tonight's discussion. Of course, Blazing Ace Nelson, Nick. Nick, I was. Do you want to be called Tragically Elite? Or
No,
just,
man. That's just where you can find me in all my
That's
socials. I'm just
okay. All right, Tragically Elite. And once again, welcoming Oliver Campbell to the Gaming Academy. You man, I'm excited for 2026. This academy exists because we believe gaming deserves thoughtful conversation, not just hype, not just noise. Okay. To everyone who joined us live, watch the VOD, share clips, support the show, whatever you did, buy the merch. Awesome. Thank you with all my heart. You're the reason this classroom stays open. As we move into next year, remember, play with intention, respect your time, carry forward what matters. Because as we say in the academy, learn to craft, master the game, because you've trained, you've leveled up. Now face your final boss. We'll see you next class, and we'll see you next year. All right? And I froze again. Awesome. All right. I'm out. Later, guys.
bye. See you on Discord.